Hi friends, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite Tropicore shades. If you're new to my channel, I started a new series a couple of months ago where I curate a couple of polishes surrounding different aesthetics. I got a couple of requests for some vacation themed polishes or like tropical getaways because obviously summer is here now. And I remembered hearing the name Tropicore when it came to Animal Crossing islands. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with that, but it just very much leans into the tropical island life. And I definitely would love to lean into that more through polishes. So let me show you my favorites. The first shade I have is Cirque Colors Nectar, which is this super delicate golden micro shimmer in a clear base. And I'm layering this over Dimension Nails Chocolate Cashew Milk, which is this sort of brown milky jelly, to sort of recreate the look of using those gold or bronzing oils. Despite being Hispanic, I struggle getting a tan, and so I love any kind of product that gives me a sun-kissed glow. Next I have Cirque Colors Bird of Paradise, and this came out in last year's Surfer's Crush collection, which I just absolutely still adore, but this shade especially gives me so much tropical sunset energy. It just has this super intense golden shimmer against this peachy orange base color. I honestly feel like my bottle may have faded a little bit because it's a lot more orange and less pink than I remember it being. Like, it had a brighter, almost neon coral kind of quality to it, but either way I still love the combination because it just gives me all of that sunset glow. It is so perfect for summer. Next I have another Cirque polish. This is Lagoon Jelly from the most recent Glazed collection. I feel like this needs no explanation. When I think of a tropical island getaway, I just imagine these crystal clear turquoise blue waters, and this color just perfectly captures that. It might not look very impressive on one coat alone. You definitely do want to layer this in 2 or especially 3 coats to get the most color buildup, but it is just so stunning. It's one of those colors that you just want to dive into. Another blue that I absolutely love is China Glaze's Cuba Diving. This came out a couple of summers ago and it just remains one of my favorite blues. It is just so bright and reminds me of the color of the sky on a very clear day, just filled with sunshine. And this has a really lovely formula too. It's incredibly opaque and pigmented and super creamy. I also thought the name was really fitting, like you're going scuba diving in these crystal blue waters. And Cuba is a beautiful country. Not that I've been, but I would love to go. And the last blue that I have is OPI's Feeling Blue-tiful, which was from their Power of Hue collection a couple of summers ago. I feel like not a lot of people liked that collection. I mean, granted, the formulas weren't the best, but I did like a lot of them, and I think this is one of these standouts. Not only does it have a really nice, easy to work with formula, but I just adore the color. It is like this medium azure cerulean shade of blue that is just so vibrant, and it's filled with this golden microflake or large shimmer particle that we don't really see OPI do too often, and I feel like they just nailed it so well. This color combination definitely reminds me of seeing sunlight dancing over the waves. Of course, I have to include a couple of sandy-inspired polishes, and the first one that I have is Holo Taco's Beach Please from the very appropriate vacation collection. I feel like a lot of people ended up not loving this shade because it just gave them too close of a match to their skin tone, but I really love it. I personally wouldn't consider this to be too close to my skin tone, even though I am very pale. I feel like it just looks like glittery, glistening sand, and it is just so beautiful. Next, I have a super recent addition to my collection. This is Morgan Taylor's Don't Bring Me Down, and this was from the Up in the Air collection, which I'm not sure how this color fits in with that theme, but when I first tried it on, I just immediately loved the color as another sandy, neutral kind of option. It's a little bit deeper and maybe warmer, especially to Beach Please, so I find it super flattering, and it does have this sort of pinky fuchsia micro shimmer, but I feel feel like it doesn't really show up on the nail all too well. You do still see a subtle sparkle. I think if it was a golden shimmer, it definitely would have been perfect, but I still love it as a neutral sandy shade. And my last sandy inspired polish is Potion Polish's Black Sand Beach, which again, I feel like needs no explanation as to why I chose this one. It really was inspired by the photos of black sand beaches that I think are just absolutely beautiful. I've only ever been to one in El Salvador when I was like super young, but it was just so mesmerizing. I feel like the base color of this polish just matches so perfectly, and it obviously does have a fiery red orange kind of flaky in here, but I think it adds to that super cool, almost volcanic feel. Next up, I have Color Department's Coconut Water, and this is just a white cream polish, which might not be super exciting, but I thought the name was just so fitting because obviously I think of coconuts as being a very tropical kind of fruit, especially the idea of cracking one open and drinking the water or eating the coconut meat, I think it's called. I feel like white is also just another classic summer sort of shade. This could also represent coconut scented sunscreen, which I definitely need a lot of because I just burn easily. But yeah, I think white is a classic summer shade, and this one is just the perfect white to include. Next, I have Color Department's Kiwi Juice, which is this bright lime green cream. I just love greens like this for the summertime. I feel like they're so refreshing, especially with the name Kiwi Juice. It reminds me of fresh pressed juices, keeping you cool on a super hot and humid day. This color also just immediately reminds me of lime wedges. I know it's not the exact shade of a lime, but I love a cute little lime wedge as a garnish in a drink, especially an ice cold margarita. Truly all the vacation vibes. Next, I have Color Department's Mango A Go-Go from their Jamba Juice collab. This is an incredibly bright sunshine yellow that is also the same exact shade as a fresh, ripe mango. And mangoes are just some of my favorite fruits. I love eating them in the summertime, whether it's in their fruit form or in a smoothie. They are just so good and so refreshing. So I feel like this polish was a no-brainer for me, but I also just love that it's a super bright sunshine yellow. It is just the perfect color to wear on a hot, sunny day. I cannot get enough of it. Then I have Ave Strawberry, which I just shared recently as part of my June picks. This is one of those shades that is just so good, I have to keep talking about it. It's a bright, corally red that is just so juicy. Even though it's not the exact shade of a strawberry, I feel like this kind of gives me more watermelon vibes. I still absolutely love it. It is just so perfect to represent all of the fresh fruits that I'm going to be eating this summer to keep cool. This one also has just the most fantastic buttery smooth formula, so I can't recommend it enough. I'm pretty sure this is a summer bestseller for Ave, so you should try it. I also really love Londontown Lakur's Teeny Kini, which came out last summer. Not only does it have the most perfect name, but I just adore this color. It's like this deeper berry fuchsia magenta sort of shade. I just find it so stunning, especially how it's a little bit deeper than some of the other shades. Like normally for summer, I definitely love bright, almost neon kind of colors. But when I think of a more tropical, specific vibe, I do also see these slightly deeper, almost jewel tone sort of shades. I think this would also look super stunning as a sunset gradient paired with strawberry and maybe even mango a go-go, so I'm definitely gonna try that. And lastly, I needed a deep, rich, lush green, and I chose 786 Cosmetics Kauai. It is this absolutely stunning, rich, emerald green kind of cream that I think is so lush. It immediately makes me think of palm trees or just lush, overgrown leaves and bushes in the surrounding areas. This is definitely the type of green that I would use in any kind of tropical nail art. And then I would use Kiwi Juice as a lighter kind of accent or highlight color. I just adore these shades of green so much. And the name is perfect too. So that wraps up my Tropicore aesthetic polishes. As always, I can't wait to hear what you think about this aesthetic in general, and of course, my picks to represent them. Are you even a fan of summer and tropical weather? Because while I personally don't love super high heat and especially high humidity, I do think there are a lot of things that kind of balance it out, like having a beautiful, juicy, fruity drink underneath some palm trees, looking at the crystal blue waters. To me, that just balances out a little bit at least. I definitely love leaning into it because it just gives me all those like vacation, slow, island living lifestyle vibes. I definitely would love to know your thoughts down below, and make sure you let me know which aesthetic you would want to see next. I do have a couple in the queue like mermaid core and Barbie core. I do also have a few other aesthetics written down like vampy gothic aesthetics and light and dark academia, but I feel like I could kind of save those for like late summer going into fall. But if there are any other kind of summer themed aesthetics you'd want to see, just let me know. Either way, I am gonna have a couple of summer themed polishes coming soon, but make sure you let me know any and all thoughts that you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.